Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about a hack for hand-tied extensions. I first heard about hand-tied extensions from YouTube, and when I saw how much people pay for that, I couldn't believe it. And I thought there must be some people that want to have this done but can't afford it. On top of that, with the pandemic and salons being closed, whatever the case may be, I thought there must be some DIY hacks. So I started searching the internet. The things I found on YouTube were people doing it themselves, but they were actually purchasing the beads and installing them and sewing in their own wefts. And I thought, well, that seems hard and possibly still expensive. So what I'm going to bring to you today is an actual hack. It's not going to be the same process as actual hand-tied extensions. It's going to be, what I'm going to be using is a little bit different hair. It's a cheaper grade than actual hair, but you could use it with actual hair if you wanted to. But I'm essentially going to show you how I went from this to this. Since then, you know, I have cut my extensions down, but I've had these in my hair for over a week now. My hair is naturally curly, so I had to straighten my actual hair. I just washed it yesterday and then had to straighten my real hair. You can essentially still, you know, style your hair any way you like. If you have naturally straight hair, then you don't have to worry about then if you have naturally straight hair, it's going to be easier for you to wash and, you know, just dry or let your hair air dry or whatever. The actual hair I'm using is synthetic, so you know, you could totally get it wet and everything. It's actually water resistant, and so it doesn't really take much time to dry at all if you do get it wet. But when washing, I don't focus on washing the synthetic hair. I focus on washing my scalp. We can get into that. If you have more questions about that, let me know. But there are all different types of hair that you can buy, different grades, from dirt cheap like this to human hair, which is going to be more expensive. But still, you're going to be saving a lot of money from what you would pay if you were having someone install this for you at a salon. When you're using human hair with the hand-tied extensions, you can leave them in for as long as 10 weeks. As far as the method I'm going to show you, you can do things to make it last. I would say 4 weeks is what you would want to stretch it out to at the most. So stay tuned for the tutorial portion of this video, and let me know if you have any questions down below. If you enjoy beauty, fashion, hair content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me any comments down below if you have any questions on what I'm going to show you, and let's get into it. Here's the hair that I'm using for this particular install. I will have all the details linked in the description box below, but you can purchase all different grades of hair, different colors. This is braiding hair. You want to make sure it will say crochet hair or something similar to that. You can get all different lengths, different colors, different grades. You'll also need some rubber bands, the mini rubber bands, which again you can get in many different colors, from clear to blonde to black, brown. You'll need a crochet hook, and this is specifically for hair. You'll also need a comb to make your parts, as well as some clips or scrunchies to hold some of your hair up. You can use some scissors if you're going to want to cut some of the length, but this is what the hair looks like. It's extremely long. It's looped over and clipped together with an elastic band, but you can see how long it is. And you'll just want to clip the little tie that holds it together, I'm doing a quick color match. It's not exact, but it's close enough. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find where you want your first row to go. Just like with regular hand-tied extensions, you can either insert 1 or 2 rows of hair. I'm opting for 2, so I'm going to have one at the nape of my neck, and good rule of thumb is you want to go 2 to 3 finger widths from the bottom and from the sides. So I'm showing you about where you want your line to be. You're going to use the little mini rubber bands to start your line. You're going to go from one end to the middle, and then from the other end back to the middle and link them together. So this is going to mimic what you would see with beads when they create a row of beads to sew an actual weft with the hand-tied extension method. This is going to mimic that, and then what we're going to do is crochet the hair into our line. And again, you'll see step by step how to do it. I'm going to talk you through it. It's a lot easier than it may look, but you're basically putting your first little rubber band in and then taking your next section of hair with the first one that you put in and then linking them together, as you can see. Then again, you're going to take your next little section of hair. You're going to bring the ponytail that you're creating over. So you started with one, then you pick up the next one and link them together. Then you pick up a third one and link all of them together until you get to the center. And then you can leave that one because you're going to start from the other side and then put them together once you meet. So I was just doing all of this by feel, so I had to just see if I was about in the center. It doesn't have to be exact. Your parts don't have to be exact, and the sections of hair you pick up don't have to be exact. It's all going to work out in the end. You do want it to be somewhat straight though, just, as straight as you can. So I really encourage you to try this method out. It's a lot easier than it may look, like I said at the beginning, but you can see I am just doing the same thing, coming from the other side, linking the little ponytails together, and then I'm gonna slow it down here in a second so that you'll be able to see once you get to the center how you combine the two, and then you're gonna get a good look at what this row is looking like here in just one moment. So you want to make the rubber bands relatively tight. It doesn't have to be super tight. It's gonna be tighter once you start adding hair into it. So you just want it to be secure. You're gonna take a chunk of hair and separate it from the hole. And this is another thing that you kind of just go by feel. You don't want too much hair, but you don't want too little. You're going to make sure the crochet hook is closed, and then you're gonna place it through the back of your rubber band row. Then you open the clip, put your hair in, close the clip, pull it through. Then you can let the clip go. You're going to take the two tail ends through the loop of the hair and then twist it, pull it back through a second time, and then tighten it. Depending on how much hair you put for each little section, you may want to actually also take tiny sections of the hair once you have it in, and then just do a double knot just to make sure it's gonna stay tight and not unravel. So this is gonna be repetition, but I'm gonna keep doing this for you so you can see how it goes. Again, you take a little section of hair, you have it looped in half around your finger, you close the crochet hook, insert it through your rubber band row, put the hair in, close the hook, pull it through, then you're gonna pull the two tail ends through the section twice and then tighten it, and then just take two little sections from that hair you just pulled through and do a little double knot just to make sure it doesn't unravel. Once you watch this method a couple of times, it becomes easier and easier, and then once you actually do it, it's definitely, like I said, a lot easier than it may look. But what we're going to get after all of our little sections are crocheted in is the same look that an actual weft would have, but it's without having to use the beads and sew a line in and all that. To me, this is just a lot easier. Now, there are also different grades of human hair that you can get that are pre-looped and have little rubber bands at the end. So if you use that, it would just be a matter of looping the hair through your rubber band row with the little rubber band at the end. So it may not make sense the way I'm describing it, but once you see it, it would make more sense. But essentially, instead of looping the hair around your finger, it would already be looped, and there would be a little rubber band holding it together, and you would just loop it through using the crochet hook, but through the rubber band that's at the end of the hair. And I'm actually going to look into purchasing that type and doing another demo with that type of hair as well. The pros and cons of synthetic versus not is that, with the synthetic hair, it's not really something you want to use heat to. So if you want to curl your hair, I would buy synthetic hair that's already got a wave to it or a curl to it. If you want to keep it straight, like I did, then this particular hair works great for that because it's already straight. I did try to curl it at a low heat, and it just doesn't really work that well. And if you have your heat up too high, it's just going to completely melt. So that's the downside to using synthetic hair. But the positive is that it's very affordable. And so if you want to get the look of long straight hair with little to no money, then this is the option for you. But there's really, there's something for every price point. I'm talking you through this. I will have timestamps also. So if you want to fast forward to any part, like once you feel like you've got this down, you can fast forward or use the timestamps to skip ahead if you want. But basically, I'm just showing you what it's going to look like if it's up. And then what I'm going to do next is go to the second row. And so here you can see it's definitely starting to look like a full weft. But the hack is that we're doing it individually. So you can just go by feel to see like if you want to add more or if you have enough in. And again, it's just a matter of preference as far as how much hair you want to put in. So you're basically going to follow the same method as far as the 2 to 3 finger widths from the side. And the reason you want to do that is that if you want to wear your hair up, you just want to make sure you have enough hair of your own to cover your extensions. So you're going to start with your one ponytail. You want to secure it but not make it too tight. Then grab a little bit of hair in the section next to it, grab your first ponytail and then combine them, and then you're just going to go all the way to the center again and then start from the other side. And then it's just the same thing, a matter of crocheting little sections of hair into the line that you create, and then you're going to be done. So you can just keep watching. I might add some subtitles. I'm going to add additional information, tips, and links in the description box just to give you all the information I can think that you might need or want. And, let me know if you end up trying it, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm trying to make sure that I'm going to start on the other side in a relatively even way here. Like I said, it's not a perfect science. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to look good in the end.